Hey gang, I hope you're doing well because it is finally time to jump back in and finish this series. So if you haven't seen the prior videos, they are linked down below, however, you don't have to watch them in a specific order and the art's low-key kinda old. I stand by most of it, but it is a bit rough. Anyway, without further ado, let's draw some magical girls. Jumping back into the release order, the next princess in our lineup is Merida. Not one of my favorite movies, but definitely one of my favorite heroines, I'd say. She just stands out so much from the rest of the lineup, and I think for that reason Disney struggles with what to do with her. Less so, I'd guess, with the modern princess editions, especially like Raya and Moana. But, like, do you remember the days of her sparkly branding where they gave her a bit of a facelift too? To be fair, those changes also coincided with Cinderella's atrocious side bangs, so bad decisions all around. So for Merida's outfit, I opted for a shortened skirt with long boots for a bit more freedom of movement. I incorporated more leather armor pieces as well, and while physical defense isn't exactly necessary for magical girl designs, I feel like it really suits Merida to have some pieces of armor incorporated. I've always viewed transformation outfits as being this like manifestation of the self and its inner desires. I think it's the Monica Magica fan in me, honestly. That scene of Monica like doodling her own transformation outfit is just like cooked into my brain permanently. Obviously, for Merida's weapon, I had to give her a bow. There was never really any question of it. Once again, the Twisted Knot designs made an appearance here with her weapon, but this one has a string of light to produce unlimited arrows, because yes, Monica, yes, I know, okay, I have a problem. Anyways, wrapping up Merida's design in 3, 2, 1, and there she is. So pretty, I know, okay. How about some less jumpy speed paints from now on? Okay, so next in the release order is Frozen, which I'm mean, so I'm making you wait for Elsa. It is Anna's turn first, who I will admit I found to be a very charming addition in like 2013 when I was like this awkward preteen. And I know Disney gets a bad rap for their adorkable characters, which Anna, she definitely falls into. She's not my favorite or my least favorite, she's just kind of middle of the road, honestly. That's kind of the theme for Frozen with me. Everyone has their personal preferences, I guess. I do think she's a cutie though. I will say her expansive wardrobe was actually pretty refreshing while drawing this. It took me a minute to get situated in her color palette, but like, yeah, it's different. Monochromatic outfits were getting a bit boring, and Anna brings in some more vibrant jewel tones, plus like the deep black and embroidery. It's just a fun change up. I opted to give her a cape instead of her cloak in order to channel a slightly more knightly aesthetic, with her weapon being the Sword of Arendelle from the second movie. The royal guard motif really just came together after that decision. I did opt to give her the white hair streak in her hair from the first movie though, so it's a little like lore weirdness, one for the first, one from the second, it's whatever. But I just find it such an interesting character trait and just really great asymmetry in her design. Do we care? I don't think we care. I don't care, so you're not allowed to. Anyways, here's Anna. I think she's pretty cute, but like, let me know what you would think. Okay, on to Elsa, aka the heavy hitter slash summoner of the group. Really, it's almost unfair to the other girls at this point. She would wipe the floor with them in any situation. The Halloween costume aisle really did not stand a chance, did it? But I get it. Little girls just want magic powers, okay? It's not rocket science. I think that's the same reason like Isabella from Encanto got randomly popular when that movie came out, despite her not being the main character. You don't need to be a marketing expert to figure that one out. So for Elsa's outfit, I pulled some inspiration for Emma Frost for the half bodysuit and like shards of ice combo. And of course, I had to give Elsa some icy stilettos because, let's be honest, I would personally break my ankle, and I enjoy drawing fashion accessories and clothes that I could never pull off in real life. But the entire outfit is actually just a really simple design. I just hide that fact really well by rendering it to death. Elsa demands tribute, and that tribute is unfortunately paid in blending layers, so rip my drive space. For her weapon, I opted for a tall silver staff with like an intricate snowflake on top. Simple, elegant, stereotypical, but like, it works. We may be retreading old ground, but it ain't broke. Okay, here's Elsa's finished design. I hope you like what I came up with. Let me know, and let's move on. Okay, on to Moana. Again, similar to Merida, like, it's not my favorite movie, but I've always thought her character was really cute. I feel like I need to give it another shot. It's been a long time since I've watched it. Not the live action one though. I do draw a line. Thanks. Anyways, for her design, I did opt to stay very like grounded to the original, although I incorporated more of like the ocean's like flowing waves into her like two-piece set in way of ruffles. I won't lie, I feel like this is where my inspiration for this portion of the project really took a dip. I mean, in general, I'm committed to finishing these types of series. I'm real stubborn, as you can probably tell. But I also just didn't have any ideas for how I could change the outfit to suit the theme, which is a shame because I really do like the original design. I just think that's part of the problem was like I liked it and I couldn't figure out how I could associate it with the theme. I think adding more patterns and textures would have probably made the whole thing a lot more interesting. But I will admit, I had already completely hit the wall by the time I thought to incorporate that. I think I meant to, and then I just forgot. Anyways, it happens. So I am really proud of her weapon, I will say. I was actually really inspired by like resin cutting board designs, funny enough. I did try to make it look like a lot more magical and detached from the resin influence, but genuinely I think now that I've mentioned what I was inspired by, that's all you're gonna see. But she is a cutie, and here is her finished design. Oh, look at that, so pretty. Let us move on. Okay, finally, last but not least, Raya. Okay, I know I talked about hitting the wall in the last one, but oh boy, how I've been dreading how to approach translating Raya's design, which it may sound like I just have a preference for the traditional Western fairy tale princess when I ramble here. I get it. I get that. It sounds like that. I swear I don't. It's just infinitely easier to translate a puffy ball gown into magical girl outfits. It's laziness. Essentially, it's what it is. However, I was absolutely determined to make Raya's magical girl concept into something I liked. I hit the wall, and now I kind of got a little bit of energy left back in me. So for Raya's clothing, I opted for a very Sailor Moon style silhouette and deviated a lot from the original design. In some of the art, she wears like this hat, and I kind of like the idea of turning it into like that Sailor Moon style tiara. The main color I chose to emphasize in her design was like this olive green, a personal favorite of mine, and one we don't really see super often outside of maybe Anna's coronation outfit. I really wanted to emphasize Raya's physical strength as a character, although looking back at my footage, I think her muscles like evaporated at some point. I don't know what happened. I don't know where they went. They left the building along with my sanity, and I probably thought I'd just be shading them in, and I didn't, apparently. I just never did. Which is fine. I like how she looks, but I would have made her much more muscular. For Raya's weapon, I just stylized her sword from the original movie and included like a little heart in the middle, because she's the Princess of Heart, which is literally the most magical girl crap I've ever heard in my life. So, wrapping up, finally Raya is done. Disney isn't allowed to release any more princess movies. I have decreed it, I'm done drawing them, I've hit the wall, no more. We're done. That's the last one. Thank you all for coming along on this ride with me. If you haven't seen the other two videos, they'll both be on screen now, and if you want to keep tabs with me and support a small artist, please like and subscribe. It means the absolute world to me, and if you made it this long, you are absolutely stellar, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.